Let's turn that down just a little bit. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday, everybody. Dave from California. Very nice, very nice. I'm back on the Discord. Enjoying myself. Avoided reading. I like reading this stuff. Back on the Discord. How you doing, Moto Gaga? Kim, how you doing? Huge family in the chat room. Yeah. Yeah, so basically what I've been doing is let's just go ahead and straight up pause the music. How's everybody doing? We're catching up with everybody. You know, we got some people in class right now. So make sure you do hit that like button before we get into class. You know how that goes. Let's see if we can hit at least 50. Got your new adventure, your new ADV last weekend. What'd you get? Or did you go on a new adventure? So just been working on a bunch of stuff here lately. Shoot, let's look at the schedule. Right now. Let's see what we got here. What did we get? I have a headache right now. Probably not a good idea to be drinking a Celsius. What did we have since last week? Well, we did the live stream Saturday, right? We did the live stream Saturday last week. So had some church. You know, went for a nice little hike. Did all that stuff. I did film on location. Basically, how to go to the dealership. I went to a dealership here locally right now, Tucson. You guys have any ride nows in your area? Let me know. And sat on a bunch of bikes, kind of talked to, helped somebody through. Basically, let's pretend I was talking to you guys. That's kind of how the deal was. I feel like I'm really short. This desk is really tall. It's like right up to my chest. So filmed on location, sat on a Honda Rebel 300, a CB, like a bunch of different bikes, a Gold Wing. Had some fun there. Filmed basically like the ergonomics of everything. I think it went well. I'm not a gear reviewer. I'm not a motorcycle reviewer, and that's not what I was trying to do. I was just kind of like going there to help out with that. But the whole point of what I do here is to figure out, if that's what I want to do. And, content creation is all about trying new things, and we'll see. I don't know. I had some fun with that. Omi, trying to get the cones and digital book. Are you international? I haven't set up international shipping. Um, I have access to 2 other countries basically, or 2 other regions. So I'm wondering where you guys all live, if you guys want to get something so I can actually open up some of that stuff. So let me know. Let me know. Um, so I went to film that, and then I had a therapy session. It was really good on Wednesday, and then later that evening I went and saw Jordan Peterson. He was out here locally in the Tucson area, and got to see him host a little seminar. I posted some notes for close friends on Instagram that I took, so that was really nice. But basically, some other stuff. My girlfriend got COVID. Not good. I'm wondering if I'm gonna get it now, but if I do, I do. I've had it before. Sucks for about 2 days, and after that, yeah, she can't taste anything. That sucks. I went through that. I went through that. Got it right now in Gainesville. Yeah, nice. Nice. I'm trying to see what I can do with them. That'd be kind of fun. Let's see. I'm just too scared to dump my bike in the low speed. You might, but that's the thing. Take it nice and slow. Take it nice and easy. Maybe paddle walk the first few exercises to get yourself going. If you feel like you're gonna fall over, you need to do a little bit more counterweighting. That's really what it is. And if you go wide, you go wide. Just keep practicing. Suck on purpose, basically, until you get comfortable. My MSF is tomorrow. Drop the bike when trying to practice, and now I'm terrified when I try to get on. I feel like I need to drop out. No, don't drop out. Sad Hume. Don't drop out. Go, go, go. People drop the bikes. They do that all the time. Like I said with Omi, go ahead and you're gonna suck on purpose for a while until you get confident. Just go over there and do it. Just do it. How you doing? Head up, wheel straight, soft on throttle. Very nice. Yep. Remember to check my DM to send you a new helmet. Send you a few helmet. Oh, okay. Wait. DM on where? On Discord? I have 46 message requests. Oh, jeez. Oh, but all like going back to like 22. Let's ignore that. Let's ignore that. Let's ignore that. Omi, welcome. On Instagram, it's probably stuck in the requests. I'll take a look at it. Welcome, Omi. Drop my bike is under duress over a woman. Lesson learned. Do not get on a bike unless you're 100% mentally aware and clear-minded. Yes, Renegade. The safety checklist. That's what I have going on here. We're going to get started soon. Got a lot of new members just joining the Discord. All right, so basically from Russia. Nice. How you doing, Kirill? Took a stop to bleed course last week and was amazing to learn what to do before help arrives. Yes, Craig, that's what kind of like rescue, right? You got the feeling of like rescue, but with a little more hands-on. Love that. Love that. All right, so what's kind of happening? What's kind of happening? Shoot, you guys are kind of like my, you guys enjoying. Oh, what? Yeah, I need to change that transition. You guys are all kind of sitting in here, right? You guys are all hanging out in the office. All right, let's go back to here. I need to change that transition. So like I said, I have a headache right now. We have 2 videos today. We have 2 Motostars video. One's a new one. He's not really keeping up with 2 a week anymore. Not a big deal. And then we're gonna go over a video that's a year old. See how that kind of functions. Ooh, a little bitrate problem right there. Oh, the pen. Yes, let's get the pen out. So basically what's happening here, guys, is that, I've been focusing on the Smart Rider games. We got the booklet and everything right here. So we got the booklet right here. It's a digital download. I've been working on if any of you guys know anything about Kajabi, it's basically like Teachable, the MTC Rider Academy that I have on a few other things. I've been working really hard on developing or working on the website. A lot of it's like CSS, JavaScript, HTML, nothing I know. So thankfully, I'm able to use like Claude AI and a few other things to kind of like get it going. But it's just a lot, and it's taken me away from what I like to do, which is actually to go film and go do that stuff and get you guys the information that you need. I already have a curriculum and everything. I have it all set up, but it's like I've been working really hard on the website, and it's like I just need to get the curriculum out. I need to get the videos out. And I started that process by filming it right now, but really what I want to do is how to ride just how to ride and kind of get you guys like certain tips and everything like that. And then honestly, just launch the Smart Rider games. I already have a seasonal thing set up. I could do leaderboards on the Discord. The Discord's a great place for it. There's 7,000 of you guys on there, and I really want to just focus on doing that. So I've really scaled down everything, and you guys have been a part of what I've been doing for a long time. And since last year, like last May, let's just say last April, I've been really trying to focus on getting a book and trying to get all these other things done. And just things have been kind of going crazy, just crazy. Life's been going crazy. And now I'm kind of back into a position where we're just going to focus on what we used to do. And what we used to do when I first started, when I first left the fire service, it was the Discord server, YouTube, and it was Patreon at the time. It was Patreon at the time. But let's just say let's remove Patreon and put in the Motorcycle Training Concepts website, which is the shop. It's a Shopify shop. And so right now it's just gonna be YouTube, Instagram, the Discord, and the shop. And so there we go. We got that, right? So that's all I'm focusing on is the Discord, which is the community aspect of everything we're doing. We do the weekly live streams here, and what I really want to get launched is the Smart Rider games. So I'm gonna be focused on hosting the Smart Rider games. It's gonna be a trial run for the first season. The first season starts May 1st. So if for those of you that have the Smart Rider Games booklet, the digital download and whatnot, I highly recommend getting it because we're gonna be launching the first Smart Rider Games season on May 1st. That's putting a nice little deadline to me to get that going. The Smart Rider Games is a little different than the drills. The drills some of them had an exit, to an entry and an exit that were separate. There's a few more drills and they're more expert drills, but the games have just one entry and one exit. There's a few changes to the actual drills themselves, and it does have just a little bit more. It has a bonus drill that I came up with called the zigzag. There's a little bit extra stuff, but the whole point of the games is that we're actually going to compete against each other, and that's what I want to do. Is that we're going to compete against each other for time. We're going to post videos. We're going to upload videos on YouTube. We're going to share them. We're going to have a leaderboards on the Discord. I'm going to talk to the staff on the Discord, and they're going to hopefully help me out when it comes to like setting up, because Discord has changed quite a bit. Quite a bit. I can create events, active threads. I can even create like a whole forum on here, and that's kind of what I want to do. So like, let's see. No, I don't want to bring it up on the screen. I can create a whole forum. We can share videos, photos, and files with different members. A whole stage thing. And it's been boosted so much. So I mean, I can do pretty much everything on there, and so that's where we're gonna be focusing on. We're just gonna, while the games are going, I'm gonna go film some of the learn how to ride stuff. I'm gonna create a new book on top of the Smart Rider games, and then we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be focused on building out this next book while doing the games. And the first season is gonna start May 1st. It's an 8-week season with 4 weeks off, and then we're gonna start season 2, season 3, and so season 3 will end sometime in December, and then starting in 2026, there's gonna be 4 seasons. And so this first year, I'm gonna try to come up with a name, but basically it's gonna be like the founders, and you're gonna get. I'm gonna work on some of this stuff. It's gonna be trial and error. I'm gonna have to work through some of the bugs on some of these things, but you're gonna get a special role on the Discord. I might have to remove some roles on the Discord. Who knows? Probably not. but basically we're gonna have our own little section on the Smart Rider games, and it's gonna have leaderboards, and it's gonna be pretty much set in stone. So if you get the top, it's gonna be like the top 10, whatever it is that I'm gonna be working on. Smart Rider gains like the tax, no. Um, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a community aspect, and the idea of all of this is something that I've been really wanting to do, but I really wanted to do it like in an actual academy, like a course website. But I'm just gonna go back to Discord on this because I enjoy it. I know Discord pretty well. Um, what I'm trying to create is an online motorcycle riding group. I don't want to say club because I know there's some connotations with clubs, and I know, you know what? Let's just say club. I like breaking rules. I like to break the rules. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna make we're gonna make an online riding club. Yeah. We already got 7,000 members in the D Different crew. I might actually change the name of the Discord. Club sandwiches are good too, yeah. Yeah. And while yeah, we're doing that. Yeah. I'm gonna see what features Discord can allow because I do want to start sharing like some uh some private content or some content behind the scenes. Um it's gonna There's just so much I can do with Discord. Discord has blown up. It's actually a pretty cool thing. And if Discord ever dies off, then I'll work on a different website and whatnot. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So I'm creating an online motorcycle club on Discord. So you might want to check out Discord. Links in the description for the Discord server. Um, and so really all I'm gonna be doing is focused on the Discord. Like I said, guys, I have a headache and I realize I'm going around in circles here. So motorcycle club on the Discord, free video content. I see you black sheep in the Discord right now. Free video content on YouTube, a weekly live stream on YouTube, and I'm thinking about doing a weekly live kind of get together on the Discord. Might do some games here and there. You guys like to play Helldivers? I love playing Helldivers. Maybe we can squad up and do some things like that. But I want to have some fun with you guys. I love you guys. You guys have been super helpful, super supportive of everything I've been doing since, like I said, I launched the Discord in like 2018, 2017. Yeah, I think that who knows if if COVID's hitting me right now because my girlfriend has COVID, but I have a feeling I have a headache because I had probably I had some bourbon last night. I had some bourbon. Been on keto for a while. I think it's hitting me pretty hard. So we'll see. Once my throat starts hurting, we'll find out. Oh. Well, I guess it's Kentucky whiskey. Is that bourbon? It's a Buffalo Trace. I had some Buffalo Trace last night. Oh, it was good. Just straight. Just straight. But the cool thing about the club, let's just play along with the idea. Okay, we got 74 people in here. Um no bourbon for you, not good for a work. No, it's not good for a workout. Yeah, keto. Yeah. I'm on carnivore. So we got 75 of us in here, 33 likes. Let's see if we can hit 75 likes, guys. Let's do that. We're just kind of hanging out. So let's just go ahead and play around with the idea. We're just having fun here. Let's say this is like our first club meeting. Are you guys on the Discord? Say hi. If you're on the I'm looking at it on a different monitor. You guys can't see the computer. It's I have contacts in that allows me to have like a computer. It's kind of like the Apple headset thing. I'm looking at the Discord. Digital Gangsta, welcome. Commando Calvin, Faster Pastor, welcome. So let's say this is the first club meeting. Gosh, I want to like set up some meetings and stuff. But we're gonna have the Smart Rider games. Like I said, May 1st. We're gonna start that 8 weeks. I'm gonna pick one drill per week to compete against each other with. And then we're gonna gather times, and there's gonna be like a rule set, and then there will be some prizes. There will be some prizes. Reach Crozy, yeah, maybe. maybe. There will be some prizes, but, one of the thing is with the prizes, um, might have to do at some point, like, a buy-in to the games, you know what I mean? Might have to do a buy-in, something small, that way I can pay for the prizes and whatnot, and I think the prizes will be, like, custom patches. Because currently right now, though, what I was thinking is that a good prize would be the DDFM the Dan Dan the Fireman DDFM crew challenge coin being sent out to the top. We'll see how many people actually join. Maybe top 10. Maybe the top 10. Might do that. Top 10. But we're gonna launch that while I'm working on the Learn How to Ride series. And then we're just gonna be doing some crashes and close calls. And then I'm also gonna be focused on creating um some motorcycle videos for you guys that are kind of like back into, like I said, oh my gosh, this headache. Maybe this live stream is probably a bad idea. Uh, Omi, nice. I heard about that. Um, Screw it. Let's chat about the games. You guys have any questions? I see Moto Gaga asking some questions. Larry Digital Gangsta, I see you in there. Spam the mams in there. Spam the man. So how should I measure the time if I want to join the games? Do I need the digital laser timer you have? No, so like I thought about that when I first started. I was like, man, a lot of people aren't going to be able to pay. Let's go to the class real quick. Oh, that was instant. I need to change the. I need to work on some of that stuff. So let's go ahead. I'll show you the timer I have. Let me go to my orders. Because this is, I mean, I bought this back in 2021. Wow. It's actually cheaper now. I wonder if there's new ones. So this is the laser timer that I have. It's $358. I paid back in 2021. It served me pretty well. It's still doing really well, actually. Soup and chill, yeah. So how should you measure it? So what I recommend for people to measure, if you have like another person Moto Gaga there and they have a stopwatch, that's like one of the easiest things. Obviously, it's gonna be hard to kind of like gauge and double check and making sure everyone's doing the right thing. So what I recommend if you're just by yourself is let's go ahead and take that down. What I recommend if you're by yourself is to set up the camera in a way that it does showcase the entry and exit cones alongside, everything. So you have like a wide camera, so it's going to show everything. Kind of like, let's go ahead and do that. Kind of like what I had set up. I had multiple cameras, obviously. Um, let's go ahead. Let's do this. And so what I recommend doing. All right, here we go. We have the rabbit ears. The rabbit ears. This is gonna be fun. For the so you see the setup right here. Oh my gosh, what the heck? There we go. There we go. So you see how I have the setup right here with the camera where it's showcasing everything. So what I was recommending is that people set up their camera this way because you can see the entry and exit area. And so when your tire passes, like let's say this line right here, when your tire passes this line, what you can do is almost timestamp it or go frame by frame, and then you can start basically a timer, and then when you exit and your tire passes this marker basically in between the cones, that's when you can also do it. So you can almost do a frame by frame. So like when you upload the video, it's gonna be by seconds at this point, like right here. which if you want it to be more concise, yeah, you're gonna have that. But there's ways to do it. And so what I have to work through some of these things when it comes to when people upload their footage for like the timing. And so what I'm gonna be doing is that the people that post like, hey, I got like an amazing time. Let's see what my time was actually. Let's go ahead and do that.
Cone out to outside of these cone right around. Got it. Cone and exit out.
So 22.899 was my time. So somebody's like, hey, on the rabbit ears, I got 15 seconds. I'm going to look at the footage and make sure that it's not sped up. I'm going to go ahead and do a frame by frame on myself. So I'm going to download the video and I'm going to go into my Premiere Pro and I'm going to go frame like soon as I see like this right here. I'm like, okay, that's when I'm stopping the time. And then I'm going to make sure that the time is actually right. So really at the end of the day, long story short, like, oh my gosh, maybe I shouldn't live stream today because I'm like slow. Really at the end of the day, all you have to do is film.
So around.
And I'll like start right here and be like, okay, cool. That's when your tire passed. That's when I'm going to start like frame by frame on my Premiere Pro and get the time. It's going to be an honor system, but that's part of what we're doing here in the club. So really all you have to do is upload your footage. Upload it to YouTube, post it on the Discord because I'm going to set up a forum. I'm going to set up a thing and just upload it and tell me what your time was. Like say like this is what my time was. If you do this yourself and you do the frame by frame, that'd be so beneficial because then you get yourself an accurate time. That'd be great. Also, if you have like your husband timing you, or if you get a laser timer, that's perfectly fine. Laser timer is gonna be the most accurate. But really, you just have to set up your camera just like this. I wonder if because I have a face cam on this. No, I don't. Okay, so just set up the camera like this, and then you should be good to go. Oh, this is like an older video. No. So yeah, you can set up the camera like this. This is like the old one. Where's the games? These are the demo drills. We're just hanging out today until my brain starts working a little bit better.
All right, the next one is the bootlace. This is gonna be a figure 8 around.
So here's that. So I have my face cam. So I have the camera set up like this, and this was mainly for. Come on, is the internet not working today? How you guys
around
doing?
This first.
So I have the camera high up in the air, basically, and I'll show you what it looks like. So if we don't need. It's at 720. I wonder what's happening. So if you like film from like a tripod, and you see where the tire is crossing the cone line, that's when like I'll go through Premiere Pro, especially if somebody's like, I got 10 seconds or whatever.
First cone right here, shoot into the middle.
And really all I need to do is see that you're making around I'm going to come up the list.
Here, look.
And I'll make a video.
That's where you do that change of direction. So I'm looking at this.
That's a good idea.
Cone right here. I'm still looking at it. Now I'm looking at the exit. And I'm going to power out.
And so like then I'll stop the time on the Premiere Pro right here cuz you see how it's like crossing the line. Yeah, the internet has a hangover too. So I'm going to see if we can see.
Every time you get next to.
See, that's the tripod up in the corner. See, that's like high up, and I'm using a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. But that's how I have it set up. You don't have to have it like that. You can have it like the other one.
The next one, 14.29. Okay.
So that's kind of the idea. Oh my gosh. How long did that take me? That took me like 15 minutes to explain. Oh, my brain's not going to work. I might not. I'm just going to blame my girlfriend. She got me COVID. We'll just do that. We'll just do that. Rick Swan, ZA, how you doing? Kim, I see you joined the Discord. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys notice, screw it, let's just get on there. So here's the Discord. So if you notice on the left side, you haven't seen it yet, but I've started the Smart Rider games. I'm working on that. But we have like general chat right here, general chat 2. We have a mental health section, so if you want to just go ahead and vent. The mental health, I believe, auto deletes every week. But you can post like your bikes and your photos, new rider questions. People are just posting a bunch of stuff, motorcycle discussions, the Smart Rider drills. There we go. And then a lot of different extracurricular stuff. So like you can join. I've been talking in the gaming section a little bit because we were watching or I was talking about Hell Divers, straight up education. And there's local areas. So if you live in any of these states, in any of these areas, you can chat. So like I'm chatting in the Arizona section a little bit. Let's go back to the, yeah, welcome Kim. So it's a Discord. Nice little Discord join. Go ahead and join. Have some fun. Do the games. Crab cake. Hey, it's Missy. How you doing? Thank you for all the hard explanations. You're welcome. But I have a syllabus basically for the games. So we're gonna do one a week. And if you join the games, like I want to see if everyone can compete all of them. So I mean, you really just have to go to the parking lot once a week. I will give a list at the beginning of the season of what drills we will be doing, and that way you can practice if you want. But it's not going to be all in order. It's going to be a mix. It's going to be mixed up. So you're not really gonna. I don't know. You'll figure it out. And so we're gonna go ahead and do that. You can practice. You can do your thing. We can start. You can film, upload your time. You have to film it. Upload it to YouTube, and then make sure we post it in the Discord so I can see it. And then maybe, see you later, Kim. So maybe, thank you. So maybe after that, we'll get some people that have been doing it for a little bit that can help out, organize and like check videos and whatnot. We'll do that. I'm trying to wake up here. Trying to wake up. Got to change a few things. Let's do. There we go. Put her on speaker. Oh no, I was just checking my calendar, making sure I have nothing to do tomorrow because I'm gonna sleep when I get home. I'm gonna sleep when I get home. All right, we're gonna get started. 39 likes, guys. Let's see if we can get to, like I said, they use 250s pretty much because they're older bikes. But if you're in a good place, they might use 300s. We're gonna get started real soon. I do have to make some videos. I'm gonna upload these for the weekend. All right. I'm gonna have to power through each one. It's 30 minutes of talking, pretty much. I'm kind of curious. I just saw this other timer. I wonder. I wonder if. 'Cause it's almost like the same laser. I wonder if you can just you go in and out. It's the same. It looks like almost the same company. The same thing. There's a whole bunch of different timers out there. I don't expect anybody to get a laser timer. Hmm. Interesting. All right. Weird situation in the forest. We stopped a speedster and 2 other cars crashed right beside us. That happens, Elad. Gotta be careful. That's why I always say ensure your own safety on a crash. 'Cause, man. Hi, I'm new here. I wanted to thank you, Dan, for your videos. Recently got first bike. It was a much smoother introduction than I expected. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. Make sure you guys get the games and join the Discord. We are going to be launching the Smart Rider game season 1. Might not call it season 1. I think season 1's 2025. Might have to call it like chapter 1 or something. I don't know. Now I know why old people hate technology. Yeah. Did you eat before live? No. Smash that like button, Vlad. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but there's gonna like the general chat and all that stuff, but the Smart Rider games, we're gonna get that going. I'm gonna talk to the staff and see how we can do that. COVID does start with a headache, yeah. But I think it was the Buffalo Trace Kentucky whiskey last night that is giving me the headache. 'Cause I woke up with it. Didn't have it last night. We'll see. All right, guys, we're gonna do this. Let's make sure I have my pen out. Discord. Yeah, it wants to verify. It's because we've been getting a lot of bots, back in the day. So I turned on the verification for the phone. It's just to log that if you have a phone. So then if you start acting weird, when somebody gets banned, it bans your phone number versus your account. Because we had people in the past just creating new accounts and accounts and accounts and accounts and accounts. And that's pretty much all it is. So if you put your phone number in there, if you get banned, well, then it just bans your number, and it's harder to get a new number. Some people do it, though. Big-time trolls know how to do that. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, let's get the music back. Just a little bit in the background. I'd recommend looking out for an after-action report. It's a crash of a couple hitting a white pickup in the mountain twisties. Where at? Ooh, that's a good looking one. Is that at the beginning? Oh, is it? Oh, it's this one. Before we hit the record button, let's just go ahead and take a look. The horn's not going to work. So we might do... Yeah, you're right. We might do a rescue after action review on this one. Passenger 2? Oh, okay, let's just take a look. It's so hard to swerve with a passenger 2. Look how far. I mean, I know it's the camera. Yeah, that's his first thoughts.
Wonderful, kind Samaritans came up to see me. I managed to get someone to use my phone to phone my best friend.
During this time, a lot of people had stopped to offer assistance.
And to use.
That's it? That's it? To the back of Beyond.
and just thinking,
He looked in our direction.
They're alive. Okay, it's not blurred, so we got a better.
oh my gosh, it's quite hard to talk about. That was horrible. And I remember lying on the ground. I was transferred to Montague today because I had pitch pins. And
Yeah, it's a hasty head block right there. That's to help keep the head immobilized. Same thing with the C collar. Definite left shoulder. So we're talking about mechanism of injury a little bit here. So left shoulder impact, probably it broke. I mean, she said she had pins. Yeah, look at that. She's alive though. So elbow and left shoulder. So left side injuries. That's the, yeah, ecchymosis, the color discoloration and bruising. So I mean that's healing. Yeah. There's this nice scar that you got. Bike's destroyed, obviously. Honestly, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do this. Actually, what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this in the description. Also, so let's see. Crash. No, let's do original crash. T-bone crash video.
And we hit.
So sometimes, guys, here's the thing. Sometimes crashes just happen. Just like if you're in a car, right? I mean, sometimes car crashes are just straight up accidents, right? And the problem with motorcycle riding is that you don't have crash protection. And so sometimes these things do just they just happen. And it sucks. So let's go into this is going to be the uncensored. It's not going to be blurred. So let's actually like watch this and kind of get an idea. This is before we hit record and before we start. So this is like kind of behind the scenes. Let's take a look. Because I will go over it on the live. It's really loud. Is that loud for you guys, the wind noise? All right, here we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick it apart a little bit. Whoa, 500. What's the MX? Been applying what you teach ever since I started riding 2 years ago. You do an amazing job. Hovik. Thank you. Appreciate that. Wow. What's MX? MX currency. Oh, the Mexican peso. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, let's go ahead and let's do that. Okay, so real quick, let's go ahead and go over a little bit here. So when we talk about plan, I'll do this during the live stream, but I want you guys to have this too. So when we talk about plan, position for safety, we're in a good position, locating hazardous situations. There's nothing really here. No real relevant threat, no active threat at all. We do have a line of sight problem because of these hedges, but you can't really anticipate that somebody's there. But for me, when I'm riding, if I can't see to my sides, I'm not going fast. I'm going a little bit slower. But at the same time, I'm probably in like this nice cruiser mindset. It's a beautiful view. I'm just enjoying the ride. I am in yellow stage. I'm not going to probably be in your orange stage at this point. So it's just kind of like, so far, I would probably be in the same situation. So the only thing that's really different is kind of like how we react. Okay, so perception, our perception is probably going to be the same. My perception and this rider's perception, probably going to be the exact same thing. Okay, I'm just enjoying the ride. I'm with my wife or whatever. We're having a great time. Okay, so it's not, perception's there. Reaction, though. Reaction is when the skill set kicks in. Now, part of this is just asking questions. Have we been practicing slow speed maneuvers on a motorcycle with a passenger? Because if we're gonna have a passenger, we do want to get better at it. And hopefully your wife or whoever is going to understand how important that is, and then go to the parking lot and maybe do some smart rider games. Have some fun with that, right? Also, how are your emergency braking and swerving? Do you understand what that is? I need to switch off Discord. It's distracting me. Too many chats. And so, like, have you been practicing swerves and emergency braking? Do you know what it is that you can do? So that's the thing. So right here, that's when we get back to plan, right? We have position for safety, locate hazardous situations, assess. Okay, so I located hazardous situations. That's that side of the vehicle. Is it a relevant threat? Not right now. If they just stay right there, navigate an active threat. And when I was saying this is the reaction time, right? This is we perceive, now we're going to react. So how do we react? He starts to honk the horn, I think, on this. How I would react on this is roll off the throttle. I do this in my car. I do this on the bike. As soon as I see something weird like this, I'm going to roll off the throttle or get off the gas. I'm going to cover the brakes with my foot in the van. I'm going to cover my brakes or even apply a little bit on the motorcycle, because I know when it comes to motorcycles, total stopping distance is a lot harder. We don't have protection, so I really have to be proactive. Same thing, I need to start looking for those escape routes just in case. My best escape route is going to be the right now, but I really hope that if I apply the brakes right now or start getting close to that or getting ready for that, if this person does come out, I can hopefully swerve left because they're starting to go into their lane. We're at a stage now where we really have to start being on high alert, having multiple options, and as soon as like the situation calls for it, you pick the right option. And that's tough, because if you have like 3 options, swerve right, swerve left, apply the brakes, and try to emergency brake, let's say those are your 3 options. If this person kind of sneaks out and goes slow, swerving left and applying the brakes, not going to help you. Hopefully you pick the right option, which is the swerve right. But if all of a sudden they speed up, let's say they speed up, the situation is they speed up to get to the right lane, and you pick to go swerve right, you're in a bad spot, so you should have been picking to swerve left. You see how you have milliseconds to make this choice. Milliseconds to make this choice. I should probably save this for the live stream. But you have milliseconds, and how do you react within milliseconds? By training. That's how you get to that point when it comes to reacting that quickly. And it's not just like, hey, I'm training to be a motorcycle. No, think about it. Like you at your job, when you first started your job, it took you a little bit of time. And then all of a sudden you get to a point where you're just doing it in a flow state. Same thing like throwing a baseball. Maybe you're young and you don't know how to throw, but after a while you start practicing, you know how to throw a baseball. Same thing with a basketball, or not a basketball, a football. You know how to shoot with a basketball. You have to train so that your reaction time is built within milliseconds. And it's like, well, I don't want to train. Here's the thing. It's like a lot of people are like, I don't want to train on a motorcycle. I just want to enjoy the motorcycle. Well, guess what, guys? The reality of things is that when you're on a motorcycle, stuff like this can happen, and it's deadly. It's not like baseball, or it's not like football, where, yeah, I don't want to be the best baseball player or best football player. That's fine, because you're not going to die if you choose not to train, like how to throw a football. But you can die or get severely injured if you don't train, and this is a motorcycle. It's the same thing kind of with driving. The same thing with your job. You're going to lose your job if you don't get better. So that's why I focus so heavily on motorcycle training, because of stuff like this. And I believe it. It's like you train like your life depends on it, because it does. There's very few things in this world where that is the case. And the thing is, we're choosing to do stuff like this. We're choosing to be on a motorcycle. So you just chose to do that. You're choosing to train, basically. So he tried to swerve off to the right? But it wasn't enough. So when we talk about swerves, it's not just swerving inside our lane position. You have to swerve far. And it's hard to do going at speed. And this is, so this is what I like to do when I'm riding around. When I'm riding around, I like to swerve within my lane because it's kind of, you're avoiding road surface hazards. Something that you can do on the interstate at higher speeds, if there's no one around, swerve from the far right lane all the way to the far left lane. If there's no one around, you don't want to get in trouble and you don't want to hit anybody, right? And see how hard that is. So the horn and a little bit of a lane position adjustment. So if you didn't want to see, this is where we had to make the choice, right? Okay, we're going to swerve right. Well, then we have to swerve hard right. If we were going to make the choice of trying to apply the brakes and stop, we were probably not going to stop in time. If we were able to slow down and apply the brakes, like as soon as we saw this right here, start applying the brakes and slowing down as best we can, maybe we could have swerved left behind the vehicle, but that would have been tough. It is so hard to figure this out, and that sucks. So let's take a look at the actual impact. Okay, so she was the passenger. She had the left arm problems, right? So I want you to see his arm went into the windshield. So his left elbow hit the windshield. So that's where you have armor protection. So her left arm got smashed on the top. And she got, I mean, they both got ejected. So I'm really concerned about their legs also. Head. So his head hit the A-frame post. Okay, so here's going to be her impact. So that's what I'm really going to be focusing on because she had, it would have been amazing if she just landed that. Where she had the damage. So left elbow took the brunt. Left elbow, left shoulder. And that's why she has that damage. So like I said, we talk about mechanism of injury here. So how people get hit, I mean, if you get hit in the face with a baseball bat, the mechanism of injury is that you're going to have face damage. That's pretty much what mechanism of injury means. And so when I see that she hits the left side, that's where most of her injuries are. So when it came to like car accidents and stuff like that, it's usually, you can kind of tell. Yeah, that sucks. So let me go to my Instagram. Because I have an older video. So this is me swerving at highway speeds. And when I say swerve, I mean swerve. So I was on the far right of that lane and I swerved hard to the far left and I had to swerve back to go straight. So you swerve left to get out of there and then you swerve right to get back on there. So that's me on an Indian Challenger at highway speeds in a group ride. And when I say swerve, I mean swerve. Look at this. I had to swerve hard across my whole lane, which was wide at that point because it's coming together. You see how wide that lane is? Into the shoulder, which is technically like the next lane, right? And then I had to swerve right. So I was going like 65, 70 miles an hour here. And it was the whole open lane pattern that I talk about all the time. I mean, this was July 19th, 2023, okay? So when I say swerve, you have to swerve, guys. You really have to swerve. So across the full lane, into the next lane, trying not to hit the wall. And that's really the case there, is that when we see this, we're in the middle of this lane, so just even swerving to the far right of the next lane is feasible. Now, here's the hard part: is can you do that with a passenger? This is where talking on your cardo and be like, emergency swerve or whatever it is you want to say, because you tell yourself too, I'm going to swerve, just swerve. And if you have to, here's the thing: is like if you're swerving, you can thread that needle onto this maybe shoulder because that car does not want to go into that shoulder either. But that's the thing, is like this is the situation you're in. What do? Do you hit the car? Or do you rely on your skill set to swerve and then maybe hit the wall at an angular? Here's the thing. Let's say you hit the wall and your legs on the right side. your right leg and her right leg, and the right side of the motorcycle gets scratched up, and probably, let's say you broke your tib fib because you hit the wall, right? Do you think it might be better than hitting the side of a vehicle? And I'm not saying, here's the part that I'm gonna have to say during the actual recording, I guess, when we actually watch it, is that I'm not crapping on these people. This is a terrible situation, absolute terror. And I'm sure like they maybe have talked about it from the this is their own after action, and I highly recommend anybody watch it. And I probably will watch it myself. I don't want to watch it on stream just because. Here, I'll share the video in the chat. If you guys want to like click it and then come back, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I mean, you might not even be able to brake in time if you want to make that swerve. You know what I mean? This is just a terrible situation. That's why I recommend practicing at higher speeds. Your emergency maneuvers. Kind of want to hear it. Let's just go ahead. Let's watch
So yes, we intended to go home. Normally,
let's watch a little bit.
Probably would have taken the N1 out that way past Worcester, but that Sunday we planned to have lunch with my best friend in Robertson. So we were from Levenboschfontein, which is just outside of Montague. We went through Montague.
Where's this at, guys? You know.
And went on that particular road, and at that particular pass. And then fate changed our plans for that day, very much so.
Yeah.
So we just exited Montague and into the Kochmanskloof Pass, which is on the
South Africa
towards Ashton.
Okay.
I was recording a little bit too early, so I wanted to stop recording. So I put my hand up in front of the camera, which has got gesture control, so this means stop recording. And
I didn't know I could do that.
I think I did it twice.
That's kind of cool.
Didn't want to stop recording, and then Cal said to me, just let the video footage.
Is that a Shoei Hornet?
Through this this pass, because it might be a good section to put onto the YouTube channel.
In hindsight, it's very unusual that, or coincidental, whatever you want to call it, that Dion did not turn the camera off. Just as a FYI, everybody, I haven't seen the footage, and I'm never going to watch it. It's too traumatic for me.
Yeah.
So a lot of what I'm saying now, it's just based on my memory. Dion has a lot more of the facts. He's got the video. You're going to see all that for yourself.
Sometimes your memory disappears after.
But as far as I'm concerned,
I'm sure they had concussions.
I really have. Yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to see it.
So shortly after trying to stop recording, we came up to a left-hand corner, and on the left-hand side, I could see there was a parking bay with a white vehicle starting to exit out of.
So he recognized that. So he saw the side of the vehicle. Yeah.
The parking area.
Obviously, I think my memory is a little bit not so good of the actual accident.
Yeah, that happens.
But prior
with a
to the
TBI.
actual impact, I do recall that pass, like just barely remember. I barely remember actually saying to Dion to keep recording. And then the rest is pretty blank. I don't know if it's a mental or physical thing, why I can't remember a lot of it.
It's a TV. You had a concussion.
I remember seeing the car, and that sort of realization that something bad was about.
So it's not your fault.
I
if you can't remember
coming up closer to where the vehicle was exiting out of the parking bay. At the same time, a white lorry or a container truck just passed.
That makes it harder to swerve.
See the nose of the vehicle popping out of the parking area. I really then started slowing the bike down. I was traveling probably about 70 kilometers per hour. I really started slowing down.
Okay, so he was he was slowing.
Coming out a little bit further. He literally looked in our direction, looked the opposite way, and then proceeded to come out of the parking area.
Yeah.
I saw the car. Then
You
what
see
I
that part right?
remember is Dion saying to me,
You see that part on the car? The nose dove down. They slammed the brakes. The car slammed the brakes. Just watch the nose of the car. It's the same thing you do with your motorcycle. If you apply the brakes, the front end goes down. That's why you have more traction on your front tire. That's why front brakes are really good. Watch the nose of the car. Right there. Wonder if I can slow it down. Forgot how to slow it down. Anyways, here we go. Right there. Wish I could. How do you do it? Nope. There we go. Let's watch the nose. Right there. It's so hard because the frames per second is not the best. Is it? It's not 1080 60, so it's filmed by 30. Okay.
I saw the car. Then what I remember is Dion saying to me, hold on, we're going to crash. And then, like, I just remember this solid bang and just thinking, I'm going to die.
So we, realizing that this car was not going to stop, I immediately hit the brakes, hit the
You notice how, like, she speaks from emotion, he speaks, like, playback, like, logical. Boom, 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 this is what happened, step by step by step. It's amazing how some people, like, the male-female brain kind of thinks a few things.
the hooter at the same time, or the horn. And
Then again, he watched the video, and
I try to push back to give
she won't watch it, I guess.
it something to hold on to, and we hit the front of his vehicle with such...
Because I'm sure he's feeling the same thing. You know what I mean? She's able to express his feelings, and he's able to express the situation. That's where two minds come together. It's really cool.
force that sent both of us over the top of his vehicle and into the road in front of us.
So I know there's no logical answer, but why do people freeze? In stressful situations, there's freeze, flight, fawn, and fight. Those are the stressful situations that you can go into. Everyone does a version of this when their life or what they perceive their lives is in danger. Some people will fight. Some people will fawn, which is like trying to bargain. Freeze, just straight up, just like because sometimes that think about it from a childhood aspect, is that if you choose not to fight, you choose just to stay still, right? You just choose to stay still. Maybe your dad or the dog or whatever, whoever is gonna like harm you, will not harm you. So it's a typical human response. Because if you fight, you might get hurt. If you try to interact in a fawning way or like trying to like bargain, you might get hurt. If you try to run, you might get hurt. So freezing might save you in certain situations. And everyone does a version of this. We're watching this because I still have a headache. So he's conscious and aware. So right here, this is really cool to see. You know what? I should just record this, but anyways, we'll because I mean, other people that don't watch the live stream won't see this. Let's just have fun. Let's go over it. We're gonna probably go over it again. But he's conscious and aware right after the accident. So he's aware of the situation. He's aware that he did have a passenger with him. He is aware that that person has some relevance to them. So if you think of like dementia patients, when they forget their loved one, it's a brain thing, right? So in a traumatic brain injury or a traumatic, like a concussion, you start to exhibit some of those things. So the fact that he's conscious and aware, very good. That means he didn't have he didn't have a concussion. She has the concussion. He probably has like a minor. Okay, there's levels of concussion, so he probably has like a level 1. She probably has like a level 2. So she like immediately forgot stuff. So he's probably got some pain. So he's able to say her name. It's very good. I'm going to go ahead and start recording. We're just going to do that. Okay. We got the... Let's get the after action.
Truck just passed.
Realization that something bad was about to happen. And that I do remember seeing the physical thing, why I can't remember a lot of it. Pass, like act. Like obviously,
White vehicle starting to... We came up to a left-hand... trying to...
All right, everybody, we're going to be watching this brutal crash. We started doing this on the live stream. We were going to watch this MotoStars video. I went to their actual thing because it gives more context. They did their own after-action review. There is going to be a link in the description to watch this video. This is a pretty brutal accident, so kind of a little bit of a warning here. But we're going to kind of go over some of the stuff. There can be some solutions to maybe prevent this, but at the end of the day, things happen. This is a terrible situation for them. They got incredibly hurt. So I'm just going to kind of go over some of the crash scenes, some of the mechanism of injury, and kind of give some feedback from my firefighter and EMT experience. So let's just go ahead and watch this initial part. He talks a little bit more originally at the beginning, and there's a lot more in here. But this is going to be talking a little bit about the incident, and then we're going to watch the incident, and we're going to get through it.
Stop recording. We came up to a left-hand corner, and on the left-hand side, I could see there was a parking bay with a white vehicle starting to...
Okay, so we talk about side of the vehicle all the time.
The parking area.
obviously I think my memory is a little bit not so good of the actual accident.
So she was the passenger on the
Prior
bike.
to the actual impact, I do recall that pass, like just barely remember. I barely remember actually saying to Dion to keep recording, and then the rest is pretty blank.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
So that's
a mental or physical thing. Why I can't.
So it's probably both. Your brain's going to shut off. So the mental part, your brain's going to shut off a traumatic event so you don't have to relive it. That's usually where, like, if you really want to relive it with like a support system, that's where therapy kind of brings some of that stuff out. And then the physical part, having a concussion, level 1, 2, 3, there's different levels to it where you will lose your short-term memory of the incident, and you might have some deficits after the accident or after a traumatic brain injury where you start having issues with memory. And you might forget a few things. It's a reboot of the system. There's some damage to the brain. Hopefully it heals and you become 100% after that. But that's probably why she doesn't remember.
I remember a lot of it, but I do remember seeing the car, and that sort of realization that something bad was about to happen.
Yeah.
I remember coming up closer to where the vehicle was exiting out of the parking
See,
bay.
he remembers a lot.
At the same time, a white lorry or a container truck just passed.
Yep.
And I could see the nose of the vehicle popping out of the parking area.
So that's the side of the vehicle that we always talk about when it comes to intersections, driveways, if you're riding in a neighborhood. That's why we really focus on those patterns so that we can see that ahead of time and then jump into more of an alert status to hopefully find an escape route.
I really then started slowing the bike down. I was traveling probably about 70 kilometers per hour. I really started slowing down.
Okay, so very good. That's what you want to do. So you react, engine braking, even if you can do some progressive braking, kind of slow it down. And if it turns out to be nothing, you just accelerate out of it. It's not a big deal.
When his nose started coming out a little bit further, he literally looked in our direction, looked the opposite way and then proceeded to come out of the parking area.
I saw the car. Then what I remember is Dion saying to me, "Hold on."
Yeah,
We're
45
gonna
miles an hour, right?
And then, like, I just remember this solid bang and
I
just
mean, 45
thinking,
miles an hour
"I'm gonna
happens
die."
So we,
in town.
realizing that this car was not going to stop, I immediately hit the brakes, hit the hooter at the same time.
The hooter. Okay, so the horn. So applying the brakes, that's an emergency reaction. That's going to be a red stage thing. That's really good to do. Remember, when it comes to plan, when it comes to that navigating of an active threat, you want to try your best to find an escape path. You can also, so emergency swerve, emergency brake, and emergency acceleration are pretty much the things that are going to get you out of a situation, which is a physical action. The horn is relying on them to actually see you and then make an adjustment. So I don't rely on the horn. I rely on my skill set. But he started that.
And told Cal, hold on. I tried to push back to give it something to hold on to. And we hit the front of his vehicle with such force it sent both of us over the top of his vehicle and into the road in front of us.
Okay, so guys, here we go. We're going to watch the actual incident and kind of go over it. So it was a great after-action review on them. This is hopefully going to help some people to realize how dangerous. So the 360 camera launched. Okay, so we're talking a little bit before I hit the record button on this, is that this is actually a really good sign for him. If he had a massive concussion, he would have either been out or dazed and confused. So when we talk about rescue, right, the quickly assess severity part on the backside of the card is head injury symptoms. So disorientation, he's not going to be able to, he doesn't know what's going on. So the simple fact that he recognizes, hey, are you okay? Like, where are you? So he's focused on this. It's tough. Okay, so he remembers the name. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. So if you're ever in the situation, you're the one that can remember, you're going to have to be the one that's going to go into rescue mode. So she's moving, she's screaming. So what that tells me, if I was him, lungs are working, heart's working. Honestly, for now. But that's a good sign. Okay, so we're going to come back to this. It's 5:35. They do talk. I want you guys to see the actual whole video. So we're going to talk a little bit about
By ambulance.
the injury. So this is a head block that they put together and a cervical collar. That's just to hopefully help them keep their head in line, their cervical spine. There is some immediate injuries to the left arm, and she talks about having surgery. So that's the left elbow right there. And she has pins in her shoulder also. And then this is basically what it looks like on the left side. So 5:35. Let's just go back to the actual crash because I want to show you guys the mechanism of injury on this one. Okay. So right here, let's just go ahead and figure out, let's go ahead and bring that back up. Let's just go ahead and figure out kind of what happened when it came to their bodies. And this is going to be something that EMS usually typically goes through, but if somebody does crash, you can kind of focus on where the major injuries really are. The only thing you really can do is stop any major bleeds. So we talk about that in the rescue card. So stop major bleeds. You can't do surgery on the person, but it's going to maybe point you in a direction of maybe she has a huge laceration on her left arm. But I'd be concerned. So right there, his left elbow goes into the windshield. That's why you have armor protection for the elbow. So hopefully it mitigated some of those injuries. His head does hit the A-frame post, that first part right there. Thankfully, he has a helmet because you could have a skull fracture easily. But I'm really concerned about cervical spine issues. This is a major trauma incident. So cervical spine, just even the regular spine, I'd be concerned just because of the mechanism. So she's going up and over. They did have a direct impact into the side of the vehicle, so I would be concerned about pelvic injuries. So open book fractures, I do make a joke. Don't Google traumatic open book fracture with safe search off, because it's pretty graphic. And you have your femoral arteries going through your pelvis. You can hold a lot of blood in your pelvis, and you can just have internal bleeding and die from that. So hopefully nothing like that happened. I mean, they're still alive, but hopefully no real pelvic injuries. So for her though, so she lands on her feet, but she's still rotating pretty fast, and it's supposed to be like 45 miles an hour roughly. And so she's gonna hit the ground hard on her left elbow and left shoulder, and that's probably where it broke right here. Right here, this is probably where it broke. But if you notice, she's not gonna be able to have the strength to keep her head from hitting the ground, so her head also hits the ground hard. It looks like it even bounces pretty bad. That's probably where her concussion happened, so that's why she doesn't remember it from a biological standpoint. And her helmet saved her life. So a few things that we can learn from this when it comes to the actual crash itself. I did talk about this a little bit before I hit the record button with everyone here in the live stream, is that you have basically 3 options here, but you have to make it within milliseconds. And this is where training really comes in. So if train, like your life depends on it. And if you're going to be riding with a passenger all the time, train with a passenger. So we could be out here on the road, no traffic whatsoever, practice your swerves, have some fun, joke with your girlfriend or wife or whatever it is. Go into a parking lot, practice the Smart Rider drills and the Smart Rider games for slow speed stuff so you can get an understanding of your bike, practice your swerves, practice your emergency braking to see what it feels like with a passenger, because it does have an effect on the actual bike. So really all we can do is swerve hard right. Okay, not swerve into our lane because they're going to be in our lane, but we're swerving hard right, try not to hit the wall, and then possibly go into the shoulder, because they're going to want to go into the lane itself. They're not going to want to go into the wall. They're not going to want to do that. So you really only have this as an option, this as an option, and then trying to stop in time as an option. Those are your really only options. Now, what you do, you're going to have to swerve really hard to go this way. You're going to have to swerve pretty decently hard to go this way, and you're going to hopefully have enough luck to stop in time. Now, if they stay right here, let's go forward a little bit more. If they stay right here, this is why I'm saying milliseconds, right? If you swerve to left, you're probably going to hit them. If you swerve hard right, you might not hit them. You're not going to be able to stop in time. There's not enough total stopping distance. You're not going to be able to stop in time. You might be able to slow down enough to hopefully they get into this lane or out of enough so that maybe you can swerve. But now we're guessing on where they're going to be when it comes to trying to avoid them. The only option I see where they're not going to be is right here. And that's a scary swerve to do. Especially, I mean, 45 miles an hour, it can be done. It's very scary to do because you're worried about hitting the wall. But here's the thing. We're in a situation right now where if we don't do anything, we're going to go into the side of the vehicle. That's the reality of it. That's the situation. There's nothing we can do outside of taking a huge risk to swerve right and possibly hitting the wall. Now, what are the outcomes of this? There's 3 outcomes. We're going to hit the side of the vehicle. That's one. The other outcome is we're going to hit the wall. The other outcome is we're going to be successful in our swerve and then go onto the shoulder and avoid collision. So you're going to have to take the risk. You really have to take the risk. Now, let's say you hit the side of the vehicle. We're going to see what happens there. If you hit the side of the wall, maybe you're going to have some injuries to your legs, but it's not going to be as bad. And you're going to probably crash, but it's not going to be as bad as hitting the side of the vehicle. So it's a crappy situation that these people are put in. And overall, like, yeah, it just sucks. So we're going to see this crash right here. So now we know where this car is going to be. So if we swerved anywhere into here, we would have avoided. If we swerved behind the vehicle, we could have avoided. But swerving just a little bit, we're still in our lane, didn't avoid. We do have a vehicle coming too. So that's overall terrible situations and pretty scary. So when it comes to the mechanism, like I said, there's going to be the head and impact. So full trauma, terrible. He's conscious and aware. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and skip a little bit of this so these people come out, okay? They're going to talk a little bit more. I highly recommend you guys watch the video itself. I want to get to the
impact with the vehicle. Absolutely. The top.
Yeah, that's. I want to get to this.
Samaritans came up to see me.
Okay. So what do you do after a crash? If you're not a part of the incident, what can you do? Okay. First, you have to remain calm, and then dial 911 or tell someone to call 911. So in this area, it's I believe it's South Africa. Whatever the emergency service number it is, call that. Okay. And ensure your own safety. So we see these people standing in the roadway, just make sure that there's traffic being controlled, because there's gonna be people in these cars that are gonna be looking at the crash scene, and then before you know it, they're gonna run into the people that are trying to help or off to the side. So be very careful with that. You don't want to add to the crash scene. And then here's really all you can do is stop major bleeds. So direct pressure is really good, but you're gonna have to be holding direct pressure for a long time. And I mean a lot of pressure. Okay, so EMS number in SA is 10111. That's hard to remember, but that's fine. You can apply a tourniquet. So we do have a rescue pack. There's still a few left. Everything just fell out, but comes with a tourniquet. So if they are bleeding profusely out of the leg, out of the arm, either one of them, apply a tourniquet. Because if they run out of blood before EMS shows up to stop the bleed, well, they're gonna die. That's all you really can do. And when it comes to the rescue card for the backside, quickly assess severity. So head injury symptoms, she probably has it. He probably has them too. But spinal cord injury symptoms, you're not really going to be able to tell too much. But if they're going to have tingling in the legs, if they're not going to be able to move a leg or arm, whatever it is, difficulty breathing, all that other stuff, that's pretty scary. And then any shock symptoms, that happens a little bit later. Or if they start to lose a lot of fluids, a lot of blood, okay? Treatment basically is you're going to just try to stop any external bleeding. You're going to lay them on the ground. And I want you guys to think of the ground itself right here. If you notice for her, the ground is a splint for the spine. So if you lay them on their back, that's called supine. If you lay them on their back, the ground, the flat ground is going to be the splint. It's going to keep their back straight, okay? Leave the helmet on if they are breathing, especially if, okay, full face helmet, leave the helmet on if they're breathing. If they're not breathing, then take the full face helmet off. If they have a half helmet, if they have a 3/4 helmet, you leave it on no matter what, because you have access to the airway. If it's a modular helmet, lift the modular helmet part up, and now you have access to the airway. Your best bet is to leave the helmet on. You can undo the strap, because it might be like pulling on their airway a little bit or on their jaw. That's fine, but leave the helmet on.
I managed to get someone to use my phone to phone my best friend and tell her what.
Okay. Let's go a little bit forward.
And
Okay, so this is a cervical collar. So that's the thing you saw them put on her. They are blocking traffic. They have traffic control. EMS is on scene. Okay. So they're going to probably cut all the clothing, and in the rescue pack, it comes with it comes with trauma shears, so you can do that. And that's mainly just to expose the patient so you can see if there's any bleeding, or if there's any, like if a broken leg, a mid-femur fracture, they're going to probably do a traction splint. That's stuff you don't have, but I just wanted to explain a little bit of that.
moving. I don't know what my extent on my injuries were at the time.
So I highly recommend you guys watch this. So he's got the EMS bag out. Helmet is off. Let them do that. So I do want to just showcase, we're going to finish it off pretty quick. Like I said, this is going to be a hasty head block, and that's basically going to keep the head from rotating on the backboard. Same thing with the cervical collar. It's just to remind you, you can still move with that on. But what I typically would tell a patient is, hey, when I ask you questions, I just want you to use your words. Yes or no. Don't shake your head. No. Don't shake your head. Yes. Just speak. Look straight up and just speak. She does have an arm injury, so it looks like there probably was some kind of laceration. That's why they're putting roll gauze and covering that. But you can tell immediately there's internal bleeding with the discoloration right there. And there's probably a deformity. So she probably has a deformity. So like if you look at your own arms and everything looks pretty normal, right? But then she's probably like this, or it's like crushed in or something like that. And that's the deformity. So if you notice that on somebody, just always like check against the other arm. So like both arms look good, but all of a sudden one looks weird. Well, compare this this arm right here to what the normal part of the arm looks like. And you should know what a human body kind of looks like because you look at yourself. So she did have to have surgery on the left elbow. But overall, it's a terrible situation. There's the healing process on that. She had to have surgery. It's healing. There's the bike. It's destroyed. But make sure you go to their stuff and then like, subscribe, and comment. Overall, terrible situation. Not fun. Not fun. Okay, so there's that. Cool. We'll just go through the regular. A little downer of a little bit of a downer, huh? It is pretty surprising it didn't result in worse injuries. The headache's a little bit better right now for me. That's easily a fatal accident, guys. And that's 45 miles an hour, supposedly, right? 45. I mean, just going down Broadway in like different areas within like town, 35, 45, 55, right? So imagine if they were going highway speeds. Maybe imagine if they were like speeding. So when you see people like, you see people kind of like where they like, you see the fatality and it's like speeding was a factor. They were probably going like 70, 80 miles an hour hitting the side of the vehicle. So speed, gear, all that stuff saved them. It's intense. Overall, terrible. Terrible situation. Terrible situation. All right. We're going to go over this one. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, we're going to jump into this Moto Stars video. There is a pretty bad crash that we just finished an after-action review of. So we're going to this is the crash. We're going to skip a little bit of that or just go through it. So let's take a look.
Today we are starting.
We're going to be utilizing the plan method to understand how these happen. Okay, we have like an open lane pattern a little bit, so people on the right side might want to switch over into our lane. Let's see what happens here. Probably right when we get into the blind spot is when they're going to switch over on us. Oh! So we had somebody slam the brakes, and we had an emergency maneuver for that van. So instead of trying to apply the brakes at 68, I believe, I don't know if this is probably kilometers per hour, we can also swerve to the left. Now, this is why you always have a 360 situational awareness. So you are constantly checking your mirrors, checking your blind spots and everything, so that if something does like this, something happens like this, we're able to swerve, probably without looking. So applying the brakes right here. Notice how it says we're going 0. We're not really going 0. We're gonna hit the side of this or the back of this vehicle. So swerving left would have been a good escape on this. So just be aware of what your bike can do, stopping, swerving, and accelerating. All right, here we go.
Thank you.
Oh. Guys, we got to learn how to swerve. Okay, we got to learn how to swerve. So we have a space cushion right here, right in front of us. It's not the greatest space cushion, but we do have an option to escape to the left. Okay, so we can swerve a little bit to the left. We tried, didn't do a good job.
Thank you.
If you're gonna do it, do it. If you're gonna do it, do it. Don't just kind of like, I'm gonna coast over. It's an actual swerve. Now it's scary because you got these poles and everything, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Now you could probably stop in time too, so apply the brakes. So this might be a swerve video. Let's see.
Oh, that's awkward.
Oh. He's doing fine. Slow speed accident, not a big deal. He's a learner. He's learning how to do it. That's what we're here for, you know. But once you get towards intersections, be hyper aware, cover the brakes, find those escape paths. Part of plan that position for safety part, have one escape path, good line of sight, and a decent space cushion, so you have options. Let's see what happens here. Okay, this person, let's take a look. Look forward, forward, okay. We're gonna pass this vehicle. Oh, no. Slow it down. And she fell off. Sport bikes are fun and all, but there's really not much of a seat for a passenger. So this person fell off. Okay. Oh. Take a look on the bottom right where it says no name rider. Leggings. You see a little flesh? Leggings don't offer protection. So when we talk about, I mean, that was a very slow speed pretty much. It was not very far sliding. So when we have motorcycle gear as a smart rider, right, acquire and use personal protective equipment, on the buttocks of motorcycle gear, it's reinforced with aramid fibers. If you have leathers, it's leather, but it's reinforced. That trying to sit down and take a dump later. Not good. So let's see, how did that happen though? You know what I mean? So her left foot fell off the peg. And then as soon as it touched the ground, it launched her back. Can't do much here. The worst situation is to get the leg caught on the tire in between the frame or the swing arm and the. So there's the impact. Not very far. Didn't slide very far. All right. So high risk, high skill. Sometimes that happens, but we're slipping and sliding everywhere. You can see the glove, that left hand, because he puts his hand down, which is a natural reaction. Looks like we have our own little leggings. Right. Oh, there it is. That's what I wanted to point out. Started ripping already, but that's better than your flesh. That's why having good motorcycle gloves with reinforced stitching. Oh, even more. Look at that. Alpine Stars, what's up, buddy? Come on, man. Ripped up. So it could have been worse. So how much of that glove got ripped off? It did its job. It's not going to prevent. Hopefully some of these can prevent, but it didn't prevent it. That's why I like leather, to be quite honest. But it didn't prevent a non-injury. It didn't prevent an injury. It mitigated. So there's a little bit of tearing on the little fatty pad of your hand right there, but the amount of ripping of that glove could have been your flesh. So it did enough. It did enough, but not enough, really. Get some leather gloves. They feel good. I like leather. Ooh, look at the road. So we didn't get to see that. The rider up front is about to crash. But look at the road. So more than likely, the rider was going a little fast, got all chopped up with the road surface hazard. So this is why if you're going to go fast on corners and stuff, go to a track because the track is well maintained. Hopefully. Some tracks aren't, but you'll know ahead of time. This right here is going to be a cause of like shake him up and then maybe has to go a little bit wide. Let's see what happens here.
This is a good example that shows.
So don't follow your buddy.
Don't
follow your buddy if they're going to do that. So everyone's doing it. You see that? The guy in the very back? Everyone's crashing. So part of rescue, right, is remain calm yourself and ensure your own safety and then help out, okay? Oh, and then we dropped the bike. All right. Maybe it's after a long ride, everyone's tired. Maybe everyone's tired. Okay, so we just watched this. Make sure you check out the other video. I will put a link in the description for it. This is pretty bad. This is pretty bad, everybody. We're gonna move on real quick from it. Watch the other video. It's more in depth. Side of the vehicle. Here we go. And the other video is not blurred. They're alive. They're alive. She had surgery on her left arm. Terrible accident. She had a concussion easily.
Wonderful, kind Samaritans came up to see me. I managed to get someone to use my phone to phone
Yeah,
my
we
best friend.
went over this. Check out
During
the other
this
video.
time, a lot of people had stopped to offer assistance.
And to use.
All right. Don't fill up your gas tank with this, guys. Just saying. All right, let's see what happens here. Wait, 16 bucks for 3? Is that gallons or Cool Breeze? Okay, it's Cool Breeze. So this is California. Oof. Oh, that's like $42 just spilling out. It bubbled up on him. That sucks. New rider hits him. Okay. Okay, so right here, guys. This is why we talk to each other on our Cardo Pack Talk edges. Hey, we're stopping. Or at least pay attention. At least pay attention.
I'm sorry.
Broken stuff.
That's unfortunate.
It's a little unfortunate. Hopefully the exhaust is doing fine on the guy he hit. But it seems like some of the fairings and some of the stuff on that bike is a little damaged. Bent. It's a bent front brake or rear brake. A bent rear brake and a bent peg on that guy. Hopefully it's not stuck. You know what I mean? All right, lane splitting. It's filtering at this point.
And
'cause,
staying
it's
cautious,
splitting.
he's still caught off guard by the driver.
traffic's
who changed
moving.
Lanes without
Very
checking or
careful.
signaling.
Yeah, changing lanes. Good swerve. Last second, very good swerve. Handled it. Was paying attention. Very good. Found an open escape. Did it. So if you're going to be lane splitting or lane filtering, be very aware of any open spaces like that. Okay. So high traffic. Watch out for anybody. Right? Wrong way. Mom, entitled mom was just dropped Rodney at school and is late for her latte. Okay. Interesting. So watch out for anybody pulling out. Oh, uncommon thing in a common situation. At this point, just go. Not a big deal. Whatever, whatever. Everyone was paying attention. She was just doing something dumb. Okay,
Here
I
we
don't,
have a
obligatory to yield to vehicles from the right. Okay, so there's the vehicle right there. Side of the vehicle, probably, right?
Situation where the driver completely ignored the approaching rider and took the right of way in a reckless manner.
So right there, they were supposed to supposedly yield, right? But here's the thing. If we're coming up to an intersection and we're going to intersect kind of at the same time, at this point, just go ahead and slow it down. Roll off the throttle. Maybe apply a little bit of brakes. If they stop, great. If they don't, you're already prepped. You're already prepped for this.
Way in a reckless manner.
So good job, though, applying the brakes. Horn's not going to do much. You notice how the horn didn't do anything? Just apply the brakes. Not a big deal. A little bit dangerous. Lane filtering. Okay. Any open spaces for... Oh, there's a little peekaboo. That's one of the big problems. You have a line of sight issue, so be very aware that this could happen. So split seconds, you're going to have to swerve. So this is the only way you're going to be able to swerve split in a split second is if you've actually been, practicing that. Not much of a swerve, just kind of a panic. But so we got very lucky. All right, so group ride. We're all just kind of chilling, not a big deal. We have a big roundabout. Somebody's not going to stop. Okay, so we're yielding. Oh, jeez. Nice little impact. Just lost balance. It wasn't that big of a hit. Thought they were going. That's why you have to look forward before you go forward, okay? Talking to each other on their cardos, hopefully. Your speedo's all blurred out. What are we doing here? Okay, so we're having some fun. We have a turn coming up. We're all speeding up pretty well, or pretty fast, and... Oh, I thought there was a turn. What's gonna happen here? You just recognize your phones? Ooh. A little bit scary, right? So that feeling that this person got, that's what car drivers feel when we're passing them super fast. And why do you think some road rage stuff kind of happens? So be very, very careful with that. Hopefully it doesn't crash on this turn right here. Nope, it didn't. So it seems like they're already going fast themselves. So now we're slowing down. Did somebody behind them crash? Yeah, this is why you talk on your cardos. You can start, remaining calm. You can maybe call 911, ensure your own safety. But somebody did crash on that turn. Let's see how bad it could be. So have somebody around that corner up ahead doing this for traffic. Oh, he's not doing well. He's not getting up. So probably instantly stopped in that ditch, which could have some broken bones and whatnot. Talk about mechanism of injury on this one. Sudden deceleration, broken bones, worried about the spine, worried about any external bleeding. I don't think there would be lacerations for something like this. It's probably all just going to be musculoskeletal, so broken bones, torn ligaments. Overall, not good. So what can you do in this situation? You don't want to move them. Just leave them there. If they have difficulty breathing, maybe you can help them out with the breathing part. But if you can, maybe even just lay them down on their back. But there's not much you're going to be able to do here. I don't recommend taking the helmet off, but you can loosen the strap. It's got full leathers, so hopefully any abrasions, there's not going to be any of that. But he did just crash off to the side, so I don't think there's going to be abrasions from grass. Like I said, it's going to be mostly musculoskeletal. Make sure somebody does call 911 or calls emergency services to get that chain of survival going. Hey, quad lock. Phone stayed. Yeah, you can sell that on eBay. Bike is done. So it's still in gear. That's why they can't move it. So he's trying to put it in neutral. If the clutch doesn't work, then it's going to be almost impossible. Long line, but wait for it. What's around the corner? Oh, nothing. Okay. Nice little slow speed stuff. Hey, guys, you can practice your slow speed stuff with the Smart Rider games. We're launching this. We're launching a tournament coming up real soon. I'm not a Karen. We're launching it real soon on the Discord, so make sure you join the Discord. It's free. Links in the description for the Discord server. But grab one of these. There's a discount for that. Use code GAMETIME for some slow speed maneuvers in a parking lot. We're going to be competing against each other. So did good with that. Jacked, bro. Huge opening leading the line. Okay. Oh, some people are not going to be happy that you did that, but it doesn't matter. That's what the lines are for. Just get in a different line. Getting some gas at Sam's Club. I'm a Costco guy.
The line is going over there.
What?
The line
Uh-huh.
over there. Behind that truck.
Damn, that's crazy.
Cheating.
Damn, that's crazy.
I'm cheating?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Well, then she should have gotten in that spot.
Seriously?
So you got the license plate. You're good there. Be very careful riding like that. I used to ride like that. He's pretty jacked. And I get it. You might want to get some sun on those guns. He's got a Cardo Pack Talk Edge. But if you do crash, you're gonna mess yourself up pretty bad. Hey, same person. Let's see what happens here. No, it's not the same person. They're in Texas, and now we're in like Europe. I think Motostar's messed up the. It's not R3 Geezer again. This looks like Arizona. Those look like Arizona plates. So open lane pattern right there. The cop decided to do that. Yeah, it's Arizona. Chandler police. So we're in Chandler now. Cop decided to do that. Wear some gloves. Wear some gear, guys.
That was a close one.
Okay. What do we got here? Pay attention. Ooh. That will hurt. That will hurt. So pay attention. Side of the bus. Same thing. Good job with progressive braking and slowing it down. Okay. Handled it. Don't worry about this part. You don't have to do all that. It's not a...
Não tá me vendo aqui não.
Eh.
Essa travessa desse jeito aí.
All right. So, guys, make sure you're paying attention when you're out riding around, swerving, emergency braking. emergency acceleration if you have to. But thank you, Motostars, for putting this together. But we're going to be ending this video. There it is. There's that. There is that one. Yeah, we already did a great little after action review of that one crash. It's insane. We got more. We got more, guys. We got more. We got one more. We got one more. Yeah. We got one more. Let's get some music going. I don't have any water with me right here. Just checking out the Trickster just joined the Discord. Welcome, Trickster. We got a bunch of people joining the Discord over here. I love that. Guys, make sure you join the Discord. We're going to be launching the games pretty soon. Pretty soon. May 1st is when we're going to launch the first one. I got to turn off the ring camera here. All right. A Zen and energy drink. I heard nicotine helps out with COVID. All right, guys, we're going to jump into this one. We're going to hit that record button. And I'm going to send these videos off to the home computer so that way I can edit them at home. And then you guys will see these come up this weekend. Because I do have some stuff this next week I want to go film. All right, let's go ahead. Pop that back. 3, 2, 1. What is up, everybody? Dan the fireman here. This is a year-old video. Let's see how this works when it comes to the plan method. Oh, that's not going to be good. But here's the thing. If you want to practice your slow speed maneuvers, if you're a brand new rider, maybe you're trying to get your endorsement, or even after the MSF, before the MSF, whatever it is, try out the Smart Rider Games. It is a physical booklet. I do have a cone kit that can come with it, but it does have a digital version also. So if you just want to get the digital version, that's cool. If you get this, you get the digital version too. There are QR codes on the bottom, so if you want to see me actually do them, try to beat my time, scan that. It'll take you to the YouTube video, but it's going to help you out with your slow speed maneuvers and get you ready for the road. So let's just check this one out real quick. That's a bad crash.
Start with a situation which only proper concentration and very quick reaction of this rider in question allowed this to happen.
Okay, so intersections. Remember, we talk about intersections as being a dangerous spot for motorcyclists. The hitting the side of the vehicle. Okay, that's why we talk about side of the vehicle. We had a left turner right there, but we see the side of the vehicle up into that. So at this point right now, I see it's pretty congested. There's all this stuff going on. I'm going to be rolling off the throttle, get some engine braking going on, maybe even applying a little bit of front brake for progressive braking. Okay, so that's what I'll probably be doing a little bit right now because we're coming up to an area that can cause an issue. If nothing happens, perfectly fine, just accelerate, out of there. So we're planning basically. We located it, right? We're going to assess, and we're going to have to navigate an active threat. So the active threat does come out right here.
Major problems.
So we went to squeeze the clutch. We're probably squeezing the front brake. We're trying to slow it down. This is perfectly fine. And then we get to a point where like, oh, I got to swerve because now they're in our lane. This is when we release the brakes and we go for that hard swerve. Okay, swerve to the left. We don't want to stop here or try to swerve and just stay in our lane. We're going to have to go far left. Thankfully, they stopped, and we actually succeeded. Okay, do your best. And once you get past that, swerve back into your lane. go. We're going to turn right, but we're going to pass everybody because we don't want to be stuck here. So we did the open lane pattern to this car. So we were in this lane. So the open lane pattern, if you don't know, is that if there's a long line, or I'm sorry, a long line right here and nothing right here, people want to switch over. We just did that. We just did that, right? So when we switched over, we didn't check our mirror. We didn't check and do a head check. There was a vehicle coming. And so we switched in front of them. They almost hit us. Typically, we see it from the other point of view. So there's no reason to get upset because you kind of created that. You know what I mean? There's no reason to do this part, and we don't really care at this point. So he blew up. Here we go. Left turn, drunk guy disrespects me on my supermoto. All right.
I have one. I have an FLX at home. I have one. You're the one that was trying to disrespect me.
No, I just
Dude, what are you wearing?
said get the Harley. All you had to do is be respectful. You don't want to be respectful, I'm not gonna out you.
The IQ on this.
Bye.
Okay. So we got name, or we got face and license plate. Cool. What do we
There's
got
no
here?
excuse for this driver's behavior. After a short confrontation, despite the bike
Keeps
exerting
doing it on
very
purpose.
hard
He wants
not
the motorcycle to
escalate the
pass him.
conflict,
Okay.
He was constantly provoked by the driver.
So he wants us to pass. He's just kind of slowing it down. Just kind of keep going, car. It's frustrating. I get it. But good position. So we talk about position for safety, right? Look at our position. This is really good. We're off on the left side, so we have good line of sight ahead of this person. It's just an easy swerve to the left if we have to. If that person slams the brakes, we can swerve around them. We can even just lane filter, basically, ride the line. Good line of sight, good space cushion. We have an escape. So this is a really good position for safety. Oh. Person's being a little D-bag.
Whoa. Good. Go.
So at this point, don't slow down.
Go.
Just go the speed limit or pull off into like the driveway right here. Let that person go.
What are you doing? I was passing you. Yes, you are the.
He kind of slowed it down a little bit. He didn't realize he was on camera, I don't think.
Ready to hit me?
What's up? You want to do something?
Do something. Come on.
Just accelerate out of there.
Hey,
Get yourself out of there.
try to hit me. Try to hit me.
Yeah, just get out of there.
Yes.
There you go. Just get out of there. Pull into the gas station. Calm yourself down a little bit.
Wow.
So at this point, I had a hard time to decide what to do. Is he trying to pass me and then sideswipes me like he did before? He's definitely in some deep and not a good mental state. So don't join into their mental state. It's infectious. They're pissed off. You're going to start getting pissed off. They're freaking out. You're going to start freaking out. Just go into that gas station and go inside and relax just for a little bit. Just calm yourself down. That person's going to be bored because now you're not interacting with them, and they're just going to take off.
Whoa.
If you're having a hard time deciding what to do that.
Yeah. Wow.
Get yourself out of there
Really? Wow.
at that gas station. Because now we're speeding. We're going all over the place. I'm trying to run away from him. I don't want him to have a chance to hit me. So, you could just pull off. This right here is going to put you in dangerous situations. Overall, it's not good. Now, this is an actual road rage incident. There's another opportunity. Pull off into that little shopping center. There you go. He took off. Okay, fine. We're good now. All right, let's take a look at this. How'd that happen? So we're turning right. Well, let's go. We're going left. We're doing fine. Maybe we're trying to keep up with our buddy, that little black dot right there. Maybe we're trying to keep up with them. It's not going to work out too well. So we're going to turn right. We just went straight. And the camera's at a low angle, so it's not, you know, we can't see what he's looking at. So maybe he is target fixating, right, Elad? He might be target fixating over there. Maybe he hit a road surface hazard. We can't see anything because it's filmed with a potato. That might be why. And then we slammed the brakes probably right here. That's why we laid her down. She almost hit me, okay. See, I don't like this position for safety. I'd be off to the right because I don't have an escape to the left. My space cushion's whatever. I can't swerve. I'd swerve hard to the right. I'd be off on that next to that line over there on the right side. People are going, oh. That person straight up did not see you at all and is acting like an idiot. So let the idiot be in front. Give yourself a good space cushion because if they do crash into somebody, you don't want to be close to that because you're not going to have enough reaction time or have anything to really like get yourself out of there. Let the idiot be in front. Don't speed up. Just there you go. Good space. Yeah. Do what you have to do. We already know being side by side with this person's dangerous, so don't be side by side. How did they peel out with that little thing? Yeah, see how we have to pay attention. We almost hit a pedestrian. All right, two bad drivers in under 2 minutes. Please wear some gear, buddy. Please wear some gear. All right, side of the vehicle, not a big deal. With a trailer, not a big deal. Slow it down. They're doing what they gotta do. Slow it down. Let them out. Now we're stuck here because you wanted to have a conversation. Just let them through. Go. Happens all the time. Now we're just... When he said two bad drivers, are we talking about ourselves and that driver? Yeah. He just did a U-turn. Not a big deal. Now what do we got here? Okay, somebody's in the road. Not a big deal. You don't know what's happening. Just slow roll it through. Get out of there. Wait, did we go back to that person? No. Okay, just slow roll your way through that. Not a big deal. Oh. He's walking.
It's hard to even guess how helpless this rider might have felt in this situation.
Tried to swerve. There's nothing we could do in this situation. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a thumbnail. Not much you can do here. This guy's not wearing any gear. He's going to have some road rash.
The bike here from the...
So we're going to be up and over. Walking it off. He's got a full face helmet. Did pretty well. He's got a nice little strut going on. Overall, pretty good. So how did that red bike just low side, front brake grab? Yeah, definitely. So let's take a look at that. So this person is going to be hauling booty around the corner. Probably slammed that front brake, realizing, oh crap, I'm about to go into the other lane and there's another vehicle there. Panic. Slammed the front brake, dumped the bike and started sliding. Instead of committing to the turn and going through it. So now we have this issue. So he is going to be all over the place. He's got a jacket very good, but no armor on those pants. So maybe some knee pain. That's why he's doing the stomp-a-stomp. Like I'm in pain type of a thing. Overall terrible situation. So at this point, hopefully we can rescue. Hopefully nobody's bleeding externally, but hey, there's two patients here. Let's at least call 911, get them going, and you can always refuse transport and treatment if you need to, but who knows, you might be getting worse and worse and worse and worse as time goes, and nobody called 911. Crazy Karen records me and cuts me off, blocking on the entire road, blah, 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 screams at me, threatens to call the police. All right, here we go. Make sure you guys get yourself a Cardo. Looks like he has a Cardo. Link in the description for a discount.
Yeah. So that's April, around this time, and I can't...
Looks like it's just a hoodie with no gear.
You know, I almost lost my license.
I thought she was recording me because she liked the bike. Yeah, you never know. Okay, don't do that. Do this. Do this, everybody. It's the whole disappointed dad feel when somebody does that. Like you're disappointed in them versus flipping them off in like anger. Disappointment hurts more. All right, what else? That's it? Nice showy. Shoey. Okay, we have a bunch of road rage in this one. See, at this point now we're kind of blocked, right? This is when you practice slow speed maneuvers in a parking lot. You could do a nice little U-turn and get into that lane and then go. She can't do it. Utilize your skill set. You know, utilize what the bike can do. Do a nice little U-turn. Here we go, going around the corners, having some fun with her by herself. I don't know if we have friends. They have friends.
Place, but the appropriate speed of
Beautiful area, not much. So when I see something like this, I don't have a shoulder. I have a drop off and a side of a cliff as my oopsies if something happens. So I see this as a hazardous situation, though. Even though I'm having fun, lanes aren't that wide. There's a lot of motorcyclists on the road, so going around corners, people are going to be screwing up and messing up. Watching out for vehicles that can't make a turn and start heading into our lane a little bit. So yeah, as much as I'm having fun going around here, I'm not going to have fun going fast. I'm going to have fun being aware, making it like a game, and then also having great views. That's pretty much all I'm doing when it comes to the fun of this.
it made it possible to control the situation.
Let's see what happens around this corner, blind corner. There it is. See what I mean? See what I mean? Watch out. All right, we're riding on a Harley. Yeah. Looks like a Sportster. All right, why are we on the shoulder over there? Oh, that's why. Is that a dog? Oh, the side of the dog got out of there. All right, here we go. Oh, why did that person dump the bike? Why do you think that happened? Probably that car, when they switched lanes in front of him, this person was probably lane splitting, jumped in front of him, smashed that front brake. Probably had to lay her down, smash that front brake. So guys, when it comes to applying the brakes, progressive brake pressure, nice easy squeeze, get some weight on that front tire basically, and squeeze more and more and more. Or swerve out of the way, or pay attention. Okay, be very careful with that. So he's walking. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Typical Condell Park driver, okay? So intersection right here, watch out. Anybody not gonna stop? Good job recognizing that. You see how the rider was paying attention here? So we're coming up to here, looking at that vehicle, that white vehicle coming, not accelerating and trying to fight for it. Just kind of knowing that's gonna happen. So we're doing a nice slow speed maneuver here. We're keeping it super low, balancing. Once again, practice on the drills. Links in the description for that. We're gonna have some competition soon. Handled it well. Handled it well. Now just go ahead and move on. Move on with your day. Ooh, I like that lane position. We talk about that, okay? So lane position. So space cushion, not the greatest, right? Space cushion is not the greatest, but what we do is we have an escape right here, and our line of sight is ahead of just watching the backside of this vehicle. So if we were like right here, all we could see is this. And if we were right behind the vehicle, it's gonna be a harder swerve to get into our escape. But the fact that we are in a good position right here, that our escape is super easy. It's pretty much straight. So make sure you guys are planning for safety, okay? Position for safety, plan your ride. A little bit close, I don't like that part. That's all.
What's that?
Okay, we're gonna move on. Not a big deal. Nighttime hazards, everybody. See how you can't see much? So, who put a curb there? All right, here we go. So this is why we slow it down, or we pay attention when we're out riding at night. Okay, you're not gonna be able to see very well at all. You can't see road surface hazards or anything like that.
Not to be indifferent and help the driver.
There's the side of the vehicle right there. You can see that though. Very careful and cautious with that one. Yeah, who put a curb there? Sir, you can't park there. You You know, if you want to help, that's cool, but they're high-centered. You're not going to do...
You guys need help?
Yeah, just get off and help if you want.
You guys not see the curve? Dale, 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 dale.
That'd be it.
Oh, ay, dale, 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 dale. Oh, dale, dale, dale.
And then they go right into traffic and get T-boned. Ugh.
Oh, shit. Oh.
That whole underside's destroyed probably. All right, here we go. Switching over. Suicide move. I slow down and do traffic. Yeah. So just found the escape very good. All right, who's at fault? Let's find out, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and merge. Okay, nice and easy. We're going to do a head check and merge again. Open lane pattern now all of a sudden. And this person has his blinker and it looks like he wants to go into our lane. Okay, cool. Roll off the throttle. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. That's just like normal traffic behavior. You kind of, once you guys get into the road, then you can kind of like figure things out. But people are trying to merge. This is like what happens in a merge area. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Oh no, we're in a car and there's the T-bone. Okay, so one of the problems with lane splitting and lane filtering, that can happen. That's why you don't want to go fast. So you want to be able to stop in time.
Oh my God.
Things can happen though. Things can happen real quick. So watch out for those situations. So thank you so much, MotoStars, for putting this video together. This was a year old, but make sure you guys check out the links in the description for the Smart Rider games. Join the Discord. It's free. The Discord is free. We have 7,000 people in there, all having a fun time chatting. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys later. All right. There we are. There we are. It's almost time for nap time. That was an intense... after action review that we did at the beginning. Yeah, the word of the day is swerve, everybody. Yeah, I still have a headache. So I'm gonna be playing around with the Discord server a little bit more. Like I said, I'm gonna talk to the staff and the community moderators and see if maybe we can even get some more or whatnot. But I do want to start the Smart Rider games May 1st. We're gonna do one drill a week for 8 weeks. And then the next 4 weeks is me tallying up and see who's the winner. And then I'll probably start shipping out some prizes. But this way I'm able to focus. And I'm going to be coming up with the rules and then how to win and all that other stuff. But we have thousands of people in the Discord. And let's say 1%. 1% of the people want to play out of 7,000 people. That's a lot of people. There's math involved. I don't feel like dealing with it. What is that, 70? Just even 1%, 70 people. The Discord link. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So, guys, before you take off, let's just join the Discord. Join the Discord. Discord's free. I'm going to go ahead and post it in here. How you doing, AKS? We are just finishing it. What the heck? There we go. Join the Discord. It's absolutely free. We're going to be doing the game. So make sure you guys get the booklet and get the downloadable, the digital version of it. Grab that. It's in the store. Links in the description for that. There is a discount code, but we're going to be starting May 1st. So make sure you get your tennis balls, 5 tennis balls cut in half, or if you get the cone kit from the store, there you go. Get the digital version so you know what drills we're going to be doing. I'll probably post the drill itself so you can just kind of do that in the Discord server. But if you want to start practicing now, please do so. I will be posting all 8 drills at the beginning of at the season, but we're only going to be doing one at a time. So if you do want to have practice, I'm just going to post the names of them. So if you want to practice and get ahead and get better, make sure you get the booklet. It's going to be in the store right now. Links in the description for that. And then, Yeah, just know when you verify your phone, it does not let you know it verified your phone number. I kept hitting verify like a million times because the big dumb animal technology scares me. That's interesting. I didn't know it did that. But I'll be in the Discord hanging out. I'll be posting some other stuff during the games because I'm treating it as like an actual like a game, like a tournament. Like we're actually doing stuff. So I'm gonna be practicing. I'll be posting my videos, so hopefully you guys can beat me in my time. If I do get first place or any of the places, I'm gonna take myself out of the actual competition, but I want to see if you guys can beat my time. I will have some prizes. I'm gonna be working on some prizes, maybe some stickers and whatnot. But the challenge coins, I'll probably be sending out to certain people that get good times, and then there's gonna be a leaderboard. So this is the first season, 2025 season 1. Season 2 will be next year. But this first 8 weeks, this 12-week cycle, there's going to be 3 of these for 2025. I'm going to give them certain names. I'm going to have some fun with that. And then those that do win, I'm going to see what I can do with the staff. Maybe we can do some special roles so you can have like your own color, your own role. And those that do participate and share a video and make it to the leaderboard, or at least make it to the thing, we're probably going to have some special roles or special things for that too. So I'm really going to have some fun with the Discord server. We're going to be launching more of that stuff. And while that's happening, while the games are going, I'm going to be filming some how to ride, how to do things, some more videos like this. But please, guys, please join the Discord server. We're going to have a lot of fun in there. I see Cyberstorm just joined. Nice to see you. And we're going to have some cool things. I'm going to be utilizing Discord a little bit more, actually a lot more. They do have some really cool features nowadays. So we're going to be doing that. And with that said, guys, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe. And I'm going to take off. I'm going to see you guys later. That was you, Reggie.